Welcome back, everyone. We have breaking developments, major news in regards to President Biden's push for a federal gas tax holiday. We now have a much clearer picture of where he stands and exactly what he's calling for, a detailed call to action on Congress. So we're going to be discussing everything you need to know in today's video. But before we do, as always, make sure you guys do a couple things for me. Number one, give this video a tremendous thumbs up, smash the like button. I would appreciate that. If this video gets to 500 likes, we'll do a cash giveaway where we give away $100 to a few of you lucky subscribers. And if you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed, click that big red button, and have notifications turned on. That little bell will notify you every time we upload a brand new video, and once we hit 20,000 subscribers, we'll be doing another cash giveaway. So, with that being said, let's get started and get right down to it. So in our previous video just the other day, we discussed how President Biden spoke on the beach in Delaware, and it was a bit ambiguous, right? He didn't give an exact answer. He said he would make his decision by the end of the week. And surprisingly, we actually have a pretty early decision from the president because he has now moved forward with a full-throated call on Congress to suspend the federal gas tax for exactly 3 months, as well as other actions that he wants Congress to take. During his speech Wednesday at the White House, the president called for a suspension of both federal and state gas taxes through September, which would require new legislation from Congress, as well as new actions by the oil industry to pass along savings to consumers more quickly and also quickly increase refining capacity. According to the president's aides, they believe that all of the actions, if taken together, could reduce the cost of gas by upwards of $1 a gallon, which is significant. But the problem is that this legislation faces an uphill battle not only on Capitol Hill, but also with the top oil executives. In Biden's speech in regards to suspending the federal gas tax, Biden said, quote, "We can bring down the price of gas and bring families just a little bit of relief." Prices of gas are hovering about $5 a gallon on average in this country. That's up from $3 a gallon just months ago. I'm curious, what are gas prices looking like in your area, in your local market? What do you see now? Have the prices trickled down a little bit, or are they still on the rise? Let us know down below in the comment section. I'm curious to hear. The White House has estimated that a 3-month suspension of the federal gas tax, which is 18.4 cents per gallon, would cost roughly $10 billion in new spending. It is now on the shoulders of lawmakers to make a decision, and they've been rather skeptical these most recent months, but they have been widely criticized by their constituents at the same time. Earlier this year, Democratic lawmakers floated the idea of a gas tax holiday, and back then, Republican Senator Mitch McConnell even mocked the plans, calling it, quote, a half-baked proposal that would not work. And recently, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi criticized the notion, saying that the savings would not necessarily reach the consumers. Industry experts have even scrutinized the impact of a suspension. For example, Lipow Oil Associates President Andrew Lipow had recently said that a gas tax suspension would result in a, quote, very small impact for the consumer. So there's certainly a difference of opinion here, and it even stretches back many, many years ago when it was then candidate Obama. That's right, in the spring of 2008, when gas prices were barreling towards all-time highs, presidential candidates Hillary Clinton and John McCain alike throwed their weight behind a gas tax suspension. Future President Barack Obama, by contrast, dismissed the idea, called it a political gimmick, and said it was purely designed to win votes. In fact, in April 2008, he had said, quote, "The easiest thing in the world for a politician to do is tell you exactly what you want to hear." Flash forward 14 years, and now Obama's former VP, now president, is pushing for this gas tax holiday to ease the strain on Americans. It would be a smart tactic on the part of President Biden. It would be extremely popular politically with the American people, and it would show that the White House is taking tangible action to address one of the biggest problems and headaches facing Americans. Now, what is quite interesting here is that it would only be a 3-month suspension, and that's right before the midterm elections. Perhaps the president is banking on inflation and gas prices cooling off in the third and fourth quarters of this year, so that way prices start to come down, or maybe he didn't want to propose something too radical, such as a suspension for the remainder of the year, because he has to garner bipartisan support, so maybe a 3-month suspension is a bit more digestible for lawmakers on both sides. If enacted, though, this would join other actions taken from the White House so far, such as tapping into the strategic oil reserves that release 1 million barrels per day. and they're doing everything in their power to make even the slightest dent in gas prices. Biden is also asking states to do the same and suspend their own state gas taxes, and many states are already mulling that over. He's also putting the pressure on oil companies to start bringing the savings down to the consumer. In his speech, Biden called on oil companies to, quote, pass along every penny in savings they receive. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm is also set to meet with the CEOs of the top 7 oil refiners to make the case directly. Biden recently sent a letter to the oil refiners blasting their high profits as, quote, not acceptable. According to a senior administration official, this meeting will, quote, be a discussion to see if there are some concrete near-term solutions and ways the federal government can be helpful to bring that additional capacity online as quickly as possible. They added that we're certainly approaching it in a constructive, actionable, pragmatic way. But the vast majority of analysts and experts are still uber doubtful because, first of all, this gas tax holiday would do absolutely nothing to fix the supply shock that is driving up these prices. This goes not just for gasoline, but also for diesel and jet fuel as well. And secondly, it would push demand in the wrong direction. At a minimum, artificially lowering prices would support buying gasoline. Like, according to Patrick DeHaan, who's the director of petroleum analysis at GasBuddy, he said, quote, the risk is that at a time when the supply and demand balance that sets prices is already extremely out of balance, it would enable more Americans to hit the road. And so you're just going to drive those prices back up once more. And there would also be some hypocrisy here on the side of the White House, and they would have some explaining to do, because by suspending the gas tax, you're effectively encouraging the use of gasoline. This runs counter to the Biden administration's ambitious climate goals that call for moving away from fossil fuels. Progressive Democrats such as Bernie Sanders rather support a windfall profit tax on oil and gas companies. This would be a widely popular move, but it would also carry its own set of risks. So I'm curious what you folks would do. What do you support? What plan of action would you implement if you were in fact in power, even if it went against your own ideology? So let us know down below in the comment section your thoughts and opinions. What should the president do right now? Again, nothing has passed. This would still have to move through the Congress before the president can sign off on it, but this is looking hopeful and is looking like a potential piece of legislation that could be implemented rather soon and would indeed bring down prices for consumers. We'll keep our eyes peeled and remain watchful. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you got a value out of it. If you did, smash the like button. I'd appreciate that. Spread it on social media. Get the word out. Share it with a friend or two. And if you want to make sure that you're notified every time we upload a brand new video on this channel, we make new videos every single week for you guys. Make sure you are subscribed and have notifications turned on. If you want to get some free stocks, all me, all free, use the links down below in the description of this video. Sign up with the brokerage platforms Robinhood and or Webull. You'll get some free stocks, some valued up to thousands of dollars. And if you want to collect me on social media, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. Use the links down below. I look forward to meeting you there, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Take care for now.